Developing tonight, Jefferson County Sheriff Zena Stevens taking action right now to prevent a humanitarian crisis on Interstate 10.
And tonight, that is where we find hundreds of cars that have been stranded, along with trucks, even tour buses, since about 2 o'clock yesterday morning. All this because of the water Tropical Depression Imelda dumped on southeast Texas. KFDM's Angel San Juan joins us along Highway 365 near I-10, which is basically a command center there for rescue operations tonight. So, Angel, how were you able to get there? Because we've heard it is not very easy.
You're right, Tiffany. It is pretty inaccessible out here, and that's an understatement because of the high water that has forced the interstate to close. Now, earlier today, Chief Photographer Justin DeYoung and I first started our journey by getting on a county dump truck that took us to this bridge over here, and then from there, we got to an airboat to get where all those stranded motorists have spent at least 2 days. Now, Sheriff Zena Stevens tells us that at least 300 people have been pulled to safety. Dania Amoso, her dad, mom, and sister on the road moving from Houston to Pennsylvania, but their journey hit a wall Thursday morning, a wall of water.
We tried to track the weather, and it didn't seem like it was going to be like that big, but it ended up being a big storm.
Tropical Depression Imelda dumped a massive amount of rain. No longer could you drive down Interstate 10. It suddenly became a parking lot, and those in these cars and trucks, castaways on a highway turned island. Amari Soto is a truck driver from Miami. He tells us there's been nothing to eat. You can imagine we're desperate. Local first responders have been busy rescuing Southeast Texans from their flooded homes, but all of a sudden another crisis developing. Accidental storm victims stranded on I-10.
People have been frozen on highways for 3 days. Who'd ever thought about that? And so what do you do with this new population of people who are not familiar, most of them not familiar with our area?
As you can see, there's no telling when this water on Interstate 10 will recede or when the highway will reopen. But one thing that Jefferson County Sheriff Zena Stevens knew was that people that were stranded on the highway could not wait for that to happen. So she launched this massive operation combining boats and wreckers. At the same time, volunteers from the Cajun Navy shuttled water and food to the drivers and passengers while they waited to get rescued. This FedEx driver, one of those pulled to safety. How do you feel to be, rescued?
Fantastic, emotional.
But the rescuers also feel gratitude. Sam Barrick is here from Oklahoma. He brought his airboat to save lives.
It feels great. It feels really good. We're glad to be here.
Dania says for her, the ordeal was not a bad one. She and her family made a friend. A truck driver let them sleep in his rig. Southeast Texans have learned that disasters cause pain, but also bring us together.
I feel like there's two ways to see looking at things, that like you can see it as we got stuck here, or you can see we got new friends together, like helping us to each other.
A lot of people coming together. In fact, to get us here this evening, we had some help from some dog rescuers from Shreveport. And as you can see behind me, it is still an operation that is ongoing. That is the Highway 365 bridge that goes over a very flooded Interstate 10. And I asked the sheriff how long this operation would go on, and she says until everyone who's stranded is rescued or until the water recedes, and hopefully that will happen sooner rather than later. We are live in Jefferson County. Angel San Juan, KFDM 6 News.